Welcome to the Ghost and Ghouls podcast. I'm your host, Tyler, and with me, I have the ghoulish grabbing groper himself, my co-host, Anthony. How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you like my names?
We're gonna see how far we can keep going with them.
Dude, I know, man. I'm already struggling. This is episode 9 on season 1. If you're new here, this is how this works. I'm going to read Anthony here a fictional horror story about a cryptid, ghost, ghoul, nightmare, paranormal, extraterrestrial, alien monster, poltergeist thing.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. One of those things. Or I've removed the name of the creature from the thing, or from the story, and replaced it with descriptions. Then Anthony gets to guess what we're talking about. From there, we'll go over its history, to use some pop culture, a little what would you do scenario. You know, you had to fight or come face to face with whatever this thing may be. And finally, we're doing a monster movie. And finally, our monster movie maker moment at the end of the episode, where we come up with ideas for a movie, how we're going to shoot it, if we have any casting recommendations, what's the story going to look like. So yeah.
Just gonna go ahead and take this quick second to say, please go ahead and leave a like, go ahead and subscribe, and then turn that bell on for any notifications. Go ahead and stay updated for when we post. Also, follow us on our Instagram, TikTok. You know, we also post there as well. And there also is a link in the description to our Buzzsprout, and it goes, you know, that you can help us out, you know, just if you want to. So just a little something.
Yeah, support us. Leave us ratings. Do all that fun stuff, because it really does help us out a lot. If you like it, share with your friends. Share with your mom. Your mom needs to know about these terrible, horrible poltergeist, alien, monster, cryptid things that are just like running amok in America, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I mean, like I don't like my mom watches our full content.
Yeah.
Which is awful for some of the stuff I've said up here.
Yeah, how the harassment you've been giving me about losing every scenario.
You might win this one. No. Hold on. When we did the Rougarou, you won. You had it locked down. I'm shattering the glass. I'm putting the 13
pieces. That one had
pieces.
A lot of get outs.
Yeah, I know, but you performed it like perfectly.
Yeah, but you gave me so much shit for
I know. Leaving. But at the same time, like last episode with the Pope lick, you're like, I'm gonna grab a train that's moving 35 miles an hour.
You jump onto the side.
I'm gonna reach up and Spider-Man myself onto this thing.
We'll get back to the scenario when we get to that segment.
Okay. So Anthony here gets 3 yes or no questions to narrow down what or where we might be. Now, season 0, I was throwing darts at a globe, spinning it and just chucking it. Wherever it landed, that's where I found a monster there. Season 1, we're focused on North America. So, three yes or no questions, but I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to give you a hint right up front.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a hint, okay? The name of the show is Ghosts and Ghouls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So with that, Ghost, we're kind of leaning in more towards what is essentially the history of like a possible haunting. So it's not really so much a creature.
It's more of like
an event in a place that you're going to be trying to guess, instead of like a ghost or a Wendigo or an alien or this. We're kind of narrowing down to like a specific event happening and the downflow.
Okay,
that happened from
that's
it.
Actually, to be fair, that's a big hint. That's a pretty big hint.
Yeah, like I didn't want you being like, it's Bigfoot, and it's like, dude, we're not even doing cryptids. Like, it's
okay,
like,
all right,
this episode.
Well,
so like location might be a big part of it.
Yes. Is this event or is this area like? No, I need a word. Okay, have Ed and Lorraine Warren worked on this event?
Supposedly.
Or happening.
Supposedly.
Okay. Is it is it a very well-known, like, not well-known, is it one of the more mainstream ghost happenings? Okay. All right. Does this have a big franchise based off of it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go with the, it could be wrong. It could be one of two things, because there's two franchises that I got in my mind. They both could be wrong. One of them is a little bit more and the other one's more like specific. So the first one that's is Paranormal Activity. That doesn't really have like an event, more as I forgot what that was based off of. I know it was based off of something, but
I gotta go back and rewatch
the second one, I'm gonna say The Conjuring.
So you're talking of like event Conjuring House
Like
in Connecticut.
the actual Conjuring house that this was taken a part of. Like, because Ed and Lorraine had like, well, you said supposedly, because they were for sure on the Conjuring house.
Were they?
Yeah, because that's
Ed
where
and Lorraine Warren are some of the biggest or supposed biggest con artists.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with Conjuring House.
It's not the Conjuring House.
I had others as well. But
You want to throw me one more? I'm not gonna tell you if you're right or wrong.
Yeah, I was thinking about the U.S. Mary, I believe it was, or either the it was like this devil house, but that was about it. So.
Okay.
It's not about hell houses. I'd be
No.
insane.
No. Great movie though.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for the story?
Go ahead.
The story is called One Night at Ocean Avenue. The house looked smaller in person. Ethan stood at the curb staring up at this famous Dutch colonial with its eerie quarter moon windows. He'd seen the photo 100 times, watched the documentaries, read the stories people swore were true. But standing here, the place felt like it was watching him back. Get a grip, Ethan muttered. Urban legends didn't pay his rent. Viral videos did. He lifted his phone, started recording. All right, guys, he spoke to the camera, grinning nervously. Tonight, I'm spending a night inside the most infamous haunted house in America. Then wind picked up. The front door, which the caretaker had assured him was locked behind him, gave a faint creak. Ethan's smile faltered. Cool. Inside, the air was stale and heavy, like the house had been holding its breath for decades. He set up his gear in the living room, tripod, EMF reader, motion camera, all the usual ghost hunter junk his followers loved. For the first hour, nothing happened, just silence. At 11:47 p.m., Ethan was halfway through a whispered monologue when the EMF reader on the floor chirped. He froze. The device blinked once, then again. Then it began to scream, beep. Ethan spun towards it. Okay, that's new. Then the temperature dropped fast enough to fog his breath. Behind him, thump, from upstairs, Ethan slowly lifted his flashlight. Hello? Another thump. Then slow, deliberate footsteps crossed the ceiling overhead. Not creaks, but footsteps. Heavy, measured. Walking from one end of the house to the other. Ethan swallowed. This is staged. This has to be staged. His voice shook. The footsteps stopped directly above him. Then, running. Something sprinted across the second floor. Ethan jumped back. What the Every cabinet in the kitchen slammed open at once. Bang, 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 bang! Ethan yelled and stumbled backwards, nearly knocking over his tripod. The front door behind him began to rattle violently, but it was locked. Something inside the walls began to knock, slow at first. Knock, knock, then faster, louder, until it became a furious pounding from every direction. Ethan's breathing turned ragged. This isn't funny anymore. He grabbed his phone and headed for the stairs. Bad decision. The moment his foot touched the first step, the house went silent, dead silent. Even the air felt frozen. Ethan hesitated. Hello? The staircase creaked under his weight as he climbed. Halfway up, the smell hit him. Rot. Not old, but fresh. Metallic. He gagged. At the top of the stairs, the hallway stretched long and dark. Every door was closed except for one, the far bedroom. Its door stood open just a few inches. Ethan approached slowly, his camera shook in his hand. The room was empty, just a bare floor and a single window staring out into the night. He exhaled shakily. Okay, I'm officially creeped out. The door behind him slammed. Bang! Ethan screamed and spun. The handle wouldn't move. He yanked harder. Nothing. Behind him, the floor creaked, like someone had just stepped into the room. Ethan turned slowly. The empty space near the window wasn't empty anymore. The air there warped, bent, like heat rising off asphalt. Something invisible moved towards him. The EMF reader downstairs began screaming again, louder, louder. The walls started to bleed. Dark streaks seeped through the wallpaper, dripping towards the floor. Ethan backed into the door, shaking. No, 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 no. The pressure in the room grew crushingly heavy. Then the whisper came, right beside his ear. Cold breath. Get out. The door flew open and Ethan bolted. He sprinted down the stairs 2 at a time and stopped dead in the living room. His equipment was gone, all of it. Tripod, bags, camera case vanished. Only his phone remained in his hand, still recording. Behind him, footsteps, slow, coming down the stairs. Ethan didn't turn around, couldn't. The front door creaked open by itself, an invitation, and he ran. Bursting out into the cold night air, he didn't stop until he was in his car with the engine screaming to life. Hands shaking violently, he finally looked down at his phone, still recording, still live. And in the reflection of the black screen, someone was standing behind him inside the car.
I hate you with these. Luckily, it's not nighttime. No, I got nothing. I really don't.
Okay. So, the big one for this one, I'm going to read this part again. Ethan stood at the curb looking up at the famous Dutch colonial with its eerie quarter moon windows.
Okay.
There is one house that has had those. They have since been replaced, but it is infamous.
I can't think off the top. No, I don't know.
Okay. We're talking about the Amityville Horror House.
Oh, yeah. I remember this now.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
okay.
You ready?
Yeah, sure.
Because I went down like a rabbit's hole for this one.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. So, this is from Wikipedia. The history of the house. 112 Ocean Avenue, Amityville. The house in which Ronald DeFeo murdered his family members around 6:30 p.m. on November 13th, 1974. DeFeo, who was then 23, entered Henry's bar in Amityville, Long Island, New York, and declared, "You've got to help me. I think my mother and father have been shot." DeFeo and a small group of people went to 112 Ocean Avenue, which was located near the bar, and found that DeFeo's parents were dead inside the house. One of the group, DeFeo's friend Joe Yeswit, made an emergency call to Amityville Police Department, who searched the house and found that all 6 other family members, his mom, his dad, sisters, and brothers, were murdered in their beds. The victims: Ronald Jr.'s parents, Ronald DeFeo, 43, Louise DeFeo, 43, his 4 siblings, Don, 18, Allison, 13, Mark, 12, and John, 9. All of the victims had been shot with a 35 caliber level action Marlin rifle around 3 a.m. that day. The children had been killed by single shots, while the parents each had been shot twice. Physical evidence suggests that Louise DeFeo and her daughter Allison were awake at the time of their deaths. According to Suffolk County Police, all the victims were found laying face down in their bed. The DeFeo family had occupied 112 Ocean Avenue since purchasing the house in 1965. The 6 victims were later buried in St. Charles Cemetery nearby Farmingdale. So, we'll get into this. Ronald DeFeo Jr., also known as Butch, the eldest child of the family, and was its lone surviving member. He was taken to the local police station for his own protection after suggesting to the police at the scene of the crime that the killings had been carried out by a mob hitman named Louis Finelli. However, an interview at the station exposed serious inconsistencies in the version of his events The following day, he confessed to carrying out the killings himself. Fellini, the alleged hitman, had an alibi proving that he was out of state at the time of the killings. DeFeo told detectives, "Once I started, I just couldn't stop. It went so fast." He admitted that he had taken a bath and changed his clothes, and details where he had discarded crucial evidence such as the bloodstained clothes, the Marlin rifle, and cartridges before going to work as usual. So, trial and conviction. DeFeo's trial began on October 14th, 1975, so we're looking at almost a year after the killings.
That's crazy.
He and his defense lawyer, William Weber, mounted an affirmative defense of insanity, with DeFeo claiming that he had no memory of the killings of his family. The insanity plea was supported by the psychiatrist for the defense, Daniel Schwartz. The psychiatrist for the prosecution, Dr. Harold Zolan, maintained that although DeFeo was a user of heroin and LSD, he had an antisocial personality disorder and was aware of his actions at the time of the crime. The trial's judge, Thomas Stark, declared that DeFeo's crimes were the most heinous murders committed in Suffolk County since its founding, and on November 21st, 1975, DeFeo was found guilty on 6 counts of second-degree murder. On December 4th, 1975, Judge Stark sentenced DeFeo to 6 sentences of 25 years to life. DeFeo was then held at Sullivan Correctional Facility in the town of Fallsburg, New York, until his death in 2021, with all of his appeals and requests to the parole board being denied. Okay, so super grisly murder.
Yeah, I was also thinking about the axe house murdered, where he uses an axe to kill someone, and then he blames like, oh, it was a demonic, I was possessed.
Yeah. So you're.
I was just saying this one's similar, like in terms of like they probably used the. I don't know if they said, "Oh, I was possessed," but I know they, like you said, they just went with the insanity.
So that's what they were trying to do. So in the research, finding things, when it came to it, yes, he said, "I heard voices. I heard this.
Okay.
I heard that." Like,
yeah,
blah blah blah. Like, I mean, they layered it on thick.
Yeah.
But this is kind of the crazy part when you look at this. You had 6 people killed in a single home.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now a lot of the pop culture, like the movies about it and everything, the house is super out there, like rural Long Island, big trees, big forest. It is not like that. It is it's a neighborhood. So it is a street in the house with the water behind it, and the other 2 houses are right there.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And they were occupied at the time. So how do you get away shooting a Marlin lever action 35 caliber rifle in a home and not waking a single person up? On top of that, everybody was killed and they were all laying on their stomachs.
Right. Did they do an autopsy from what you found? Because I was curious if he had drugged them previously.
I tried looking for that. Some people said yes, some people said no.
Okay.
So that one was very...
Because that's the more plausible, is like, oh,
yeah,
he drugged them and then...
But at the same time, you have neighbors on... Like, I did the Google Street View. You can turn around and there's a house, a house, a house, a house, and a house.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, how did nobody hear a rifle running off?
Oh,
because, and that's the other thing too. It wasn't just 6 shots. It was mom and dad got 2 each. So that's 4. And then brother, sister. So he shot 8 times in the home.
Okay.
At 3:00 in the morning.
So there are some things that I could say, which is like maybe the house itself, like the walls are pretty noise canceling, to an extent to where if you're hearing it in the other house, it's kind of like just a thump almost. It's like, oh, and at 3 a.m. it's like, oh my gosh, like, are they working on something? Are they hitting stuff?
Okay.
It could be that, not noise canceling, but more of a sounding to a hammer hitting something, or maybe their car starting up, or if they even had a vehicle at the time.
So that's one of the big questions of this. Is
yeah,
like,
and
why did nobody know?
only issue that I don't know is them being faced unless he moved them after.
So this is the other thing I did.
Okay.
I looked at the crime scene photos.
Oh, okay.
Like they're on the internet. You can see them.
Okay.
And no, they are face down, and you can see the bullet holes, the entry wounds, like in their backs.
Okay.
Like they're just on their bed, just like laid out, like they were sleeping.
Okay.
But they're all face down, and it's just thunk, thunk.
Okay, and they know for sure that that's like entry wounds,
Yeah.
not exit.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, this is my other guess, other big theory, conspiracy theory is that they actually knew they were like gonna die. Like they this was like a ritual of some type. You know, they were with it themselves.
Some people believe that Butch had taken money from his grandfather. I think his grandfather had like an automobile, like a used car lot type deal, and he took a bunch of money from him, and then his dad confronted him about it, and then basically he executed his entire family trying to get the life insurance and this.
Unless he made a a home silencer of some sort.
Oh yeah, he probably he might have been able to.
Tin cans or fruits or whatever. I don't know what you could do with a silencer.
Tin can or fruits.
You know,
he's got a tin can. He just packed it full of banana.
Well, I was thinking of the Modern Warfare 2019 remake. There was a like part, and then he just picked up like an oil can, strapped it up, and used that as a silencer. I was like,
yeah, you can do that with an oil.
I don't know. It was just just anything he could have made couldn't they do that with duct tape too? Or
I don't think duct tape.
Not duct tape. Not like, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I was also thinking about, was there bullet holes on pillows maybe? Like
into the beds. You could see it after they'd moved the bodies. Yeah, you could see where it just.
No, I was saying like, did they use pillow like?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, my whole thing is like, and that this is going into the haunting. If there was something nefarious there, if there was something paranormal that kind of like, hey, we're gonna put you to sleep and we're gonna make you go into a deep sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, could he had been doing something down there? Because like, I'm also not trying to be this way. There was the dude in North Carolina, the Devil's House, where they bulldozed that thing, but he was in there doing drugs and all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, was he like an up and up citizen, and all of a sudden he just went crazy, or was he like, I mean, they said he used, so it's like, you know, did he have a bad trip? Like, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway, now we get to the actual haunting.
Okay.
So, the Lutz family enters the home a year after the killings. Everything seems great. Okay? They're getting a great deal on this house. George Lutz, Kathleen Lutz, and then Kathleen's 3 kids from a previous marriage. All moving into this house with their dog. Looking at this place, there is a small boathouse that's on the water. So George is like, hell yeah, I can store my boat here. Big house. They're getting it for like $80,000 or something like that, I think is what was recorded. The realtor didn't disclose to them that this was in fact the DeFeo house. And they were like, pretty much they were like, fuck it, we don't care. We don't believe in the supernatural anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
They were in the house for 28 days. And it dialed to 11, according to them. So, George started waking at 3:15 a.m. almost every morning, which is what they thought
is when they passed.
Is when the DeFeos were murdered.
Okay.
He stopped showering. He stopped taking care of himself. He stopped going to work for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Right? He had he was always cold, is what was reported as well. Like he had a chill he could not shake. So then he starts chopping wood, and he's just feeding this fire in the living room constantly. And they were like, hey, like, we've gone through like truckloads of wood that you're just constant burning, like big fires, right? Kathleen disclosed that she had multiple instances of feeling someone touch her or try to embrace her. So, like, in one of the things, like, somebody came up behind her and hugged her from behind. And when she turned around, there was nobody there. She could also smell perfume and, like, rotting flesh.
Okay.
She also is said to have levitated from her bed multiple times, where George woke up and she was floating up off the bed and they had to pull her down. And then the kids had, mainly their daughter, made friends with a pig named Jody. And according to kind of the story, that Jody didn't like the parents to a point.
Okay.
And kind of my whole thing is like, what pig kind of speaks? Like, I know kids make up imaginary animals, but like, it also goes into like collectively what the family went through with like the doors opening and closing. Like, supposedly the front door was kicked off its hinges. Slime oozing from the walls. They had this black ichor substance that like bubbled up through their toilets.
Okay.
And like into the toilets, and they were like painted black. The sewing room, the room that was to be Kathleen's sewing room, had a crazy housefly infestation where there was like thousands of black houseflies in there. But they bought the house a year after the DeFeo murder, so they're buying it November, December. Right?
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
There's no houseflies. They're in New York. It's freezing.
Oh,
there
never
shouldn't be
mind.
any houseflies.
Okay.
Right? And then it's also reported, and this is kind of crazy, they all started sleeping on their stomachs. So anytime George or Kathleen had a nightmare about, say, the DeFeo murders, because Kathleen had those a few times, or the boathouse door opening at night at 3:15, and George gets up and he runs outside and he bolts it back up. He checks on the dog. He looks up and he sees his daughter looking at him through the window. He runs upstairs and she's asleep, face down in her bed, stomach down, right? So there's all of a sudden all these little like nuances that are like, okay, like what the fuck? So I was like, dude, it's got to be something, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be demonic. It's got to be something. It's got to be witchcraft. It has to be something. So I started looking into that. And they did have a priest go in to bless the house. This has probably been one of the most contested points of their story. They said that this priest came, blessed the house. The priest said, hey, I got sick from being in that house. Like, I have the flu, like violently ill for like weeks, or for like a week.
Yeah.
And then had blisters on his hands. And when he was in there, he heard a disembodied voice tell him to get out. As he was like giving the holy water and everything. He went upstairs into the sewing room and it told him, get out now. Like, get out.
Mm-hmm.
And in the book, because this is kind of where it gained its popularity, in the book, there's a part where, and I don't know if this is true or not, I couldn't find any kind of like corroboration with this.
Okay.
That the priest stepped out to go to his mother's house from the parish. Somebody called from the Lutz's house,
right,
and told them to give the priest a message. And the one that answered the phone was like, hey, Father so-and-so, like, you can't go back to that house. And he was like, well, why? Like, that seems silly. I mean, I got sick, like, whatever. And they're like, no, we got a phone call. Basically said this person said that if you go back there, he is going to kill you. On top of, they said that they were trying to get in touch with the priest.
Mm-hmm.
And every time they called him, static, dead phone lines, like, they'd get on the phone, they'd start talking about something, all of a sudden the call would like disconnect.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? Okay. Right? So I was like, I was kind of all over the place with this, because I'm like, dude, this seems like a, hey, we bought the murder house and we're trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like,
so the thing with that is the beginning part when they weren't told That it was the Defoe.
No, the realtor told him straight up, like, this is the murder house.
Oh,
like,
I was gonna say, I thought
yeah.
it was after they bought it.
No. Like, they were looking at it, and they were like, why is it so cheap? And she was like, this is the DeFeo murder house.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Some nasty stuff happened here. If you haven't heard about it, this is what
I
happened.
know it's you have to disclose if there's been a murder or something. But a lot of times, yeah, you have to tell, like, hey, there has been stuff happen here. But a lot of times, I think what realtors will do is just kind of like, if they don't ask for it, we're not gonna
tell them.
Exactly. It's more of a, if you don't ask, we're not gonna tell.
Yeah.
But if you ask, then we have to disclose that information.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like that stuff, you know. So I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Okay.
But again, I thought this was after, and then they had realized, oh, this is the murder house. We could do something with it.
Yeah.
You know. And again, is this neighborhood like a rich kind of neighborhood? Yeah. Okay. So he could just like not go to his job for 2 weeks.
So this is the crazy thing. He was the third generation to own like a land surveying landscaping business. Like his grandfather built it, his dad ran it, his dad passed away, and then he inherited it.
Okay.
And so conflicting reports, the business was doing fine, the business was failing. Like I could never get a clear-cut answer of like 90% of this stuff. Mm-hmm. Even the kids like said that this stuff had happened. And then, like, later in life, one of, like, I think the older one, Chris, came out and was like, nah, like, my stepdad was a little bit of a con man. And, like, they were trying to drum up this, like, ooh, haunted house, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me because, like, for me, the belief in something, like, if you truly believe, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can manifest some shit.
I think...
There are people that just straight up don't believe, and then it's like you're too autistic to see the ghost. But if people go in there and like I see ghosts, like they'll see ghosts.
I'm going to have to say that this one was all right. Before I fully give my like
I got
final judgment,
I got a little bit more.
I was gonna ask, is there like, did they do video evidence? Did they do photos? Did they like that's
my
what
man?
That's what I was gonna ask.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so. Enter Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Okay.
So they made their house and confirmed that the house was actually haunted. Now, I'm going to kind of mix the pop culture part of this to this. Okay?
Absolutely.
In the book, it does not say Ed and Lorraine Warren came. But they did have a clairvoyant and her boyfriend come and confirmed that the house was haunted. Okay? So... they came up with.
Oh, sorry. No.
And this picture scares the fuck out of me. Okay.
Okay.
Like, I hate this photo. Well, let me see if I can. Oh, not that one. That one right there.
So while we're doing this, who wrote that book?
I'm gonna get to that.
Oh.
So Ed and Lorraine go there, right?
Right.
They snap a picture after she says it's haunted.
Okay.
Of Ghost Boy. Supposedly nobody else is in the house.
So,
boom, there he is.
Yeah, honestly, I'm immediately chasing him down, and it's just like, if you were not part of the house, like if you're not like my family member, I'm sorry.
So a lot of people say that this is actually the youngest DeFeo child.
Okay.
It was kind of what a lot of people kind of really kind of started like looking for, trying to like really get in there. Like, okay, that's the DeFeo kid. Like, 9-year-old boy gets murdered, can't move on. They're there. And that's kind of the thing is they were having, according to them, they were having so much in and out that it was kind of like, how do I want to put this? You had the priest, you had their experiences, you had the kids saying what they were experiencing, you had Ed and Lorraine come in, you had people coming in wanting to write books about their experience, you had, this, that, and the other. I don't know if the Ghost Boy photo is actually like real,
Legit.
or if they were just like, hey, we're gonna put a super negative on this, and we're just gonna like click this photo real quick, and we're gonna alter it a little bit, but we need you
Or
to
just
stand
a
over here.
yeah, a photo op.
Yeah. Which really kind of like, okay, like I'm still kind of on the fence about it until I got to this part. Okay.
Okay.
There is a witchcraft rumor regarding the Amityville house centered on the legend of John Ketchum, an alleged 17th century practitioner of black magic forced out of Salem who settled on the land, with claims his body was buried on the property to fuel demonic hauntings. This lore is popularized by the Lutz family's hauntings. Now this one says, hey, there's been a bit more like
Black magic.
people haven't moved here from Salem. Like they try to debunk it, but tin cap. Okay.
Okay.
We also said that, Pizzagate wasn't real and everything else. And like, dude, I'm sorry. At this point, like, I just kind of have to be like, dude, if they went through it, like, you know what I mean? The hard part for this one now is that the people who now have owned the house or have owned the house since the DeFeos left. Because when they left everything.
Yeah,
They brought themselves, the 5 people, the dog, and their car. And that was it. Gone. Or not DeFeo, the Lutzes. I'm sorry.
Luxes, okay.
The Lutzes. When they left, the Lutzes took nothing of their property with them. They left it all in the house, and that's where it stayed.
Okay.
They were out. Gone. So, there's also in the book, and we'll kind of start going into the pop culture side of this thing. In the book, the Amityville horror book, there's a part where George Lutz goes down to the local bar and he's talking to the bartender. The bartender's like, yeah, I actually like did a party for the DeFeos while they were there. And I was like the bartender and I was down in the basement. I was serving drinks. And I turned and I bumped a keg and it went up against a door or like a plywood wall.
Yeah.
Right. And the plywood cracked a little bit, like pushed in. And I realized that they had a secret room, which is the red room, in their basement. And I kind of peeped in there. I didn't see anything. But when I came home and I went to sleep, I had nightmares about that room, about like ritualistic animal sacrifices and blood magic being done in that room. And that's why it was hidden.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. Now we got the DeFeos. We got Butch down there sacrificing chickens and cats.
Well, this is my theory, is that I wouldn't be opposed that they didn't do rituals, but I think it was all of them. Oh. That's when I said they did the sacrifice. You might
want to hold on to that movie for that movie idea.
I was thinking about something like that, but I don't know. But that was my theory, was that they were all part of the ritual. Like they were doing, because what was the one thing down in the Amazon, that little cult that I'm thinking about, that everybody just killed themselves afterwards.
Oh, Jonestown. Yeah.
Yes. It's kind of like, I mean, they believed they were going to either go to God or something like that, but I think it was God that they said.
I think that the guy that ran that shit, he was fucked up.
No, he was, but he could speak. He was.
Oh yeah, he was charismatic as hell.
Yeah.
But he also preyed on like the poorest of the poor, the homeless,
Exactly.
XYZ, and he got them all down them into the rainforest in South America. Then was like, here, drink this. They're coming to get us. Either you die or I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And they ended up like shooting a ton of people that tried to run off too.
No, exactly. But I was just saying, it's like, a lot of those people, when they took that.
Oh yeah, they knew that they were.
There's like, so that you look at this kind of case, the small case is like, okay, we'll die at this exact time, and then we'll be like in a blood sacrifice
to fuel.
Like your soul is now going to be immortal. It's just like, okay, well, who's going to take on this like task? And he was the one to do it. I mean,
the oldest son has to do the ritualistic sacrifice and be like the sacrificial lamb at the end of it.
Exactly.
And give up his life. Mm-hmm. Ooh. That's dark.
It is, but
That's
like
heavy.
it's kind of like, oh, I mean, especially with the way their bodies were found.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it kind of makes sense in a way of if they weren't messed with and they were just shot, then it makes sense that they were part of it.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Tragic ending.
So, pop culture. You ready for this?
Okay.
We start off with Amityville Horror, the book. By Jay Anson, a best-selling in 1977 book detailing the Lutz family alleged paranormal experiences in a Long Island home where a mass murder occurred a year prior, forcing them to flee after 28 days. Okay? Then The Slough. The Amityville Horror of 1979, Amityville 2, The Possession, 1982, Amityville 3D, 1983, made in 3D and has also been re-released as Amityville 3, The Demon, Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes of 1989, Amityville The Curse, 1990, Amityville, It's About Time, 1992, Amityville New Generation, 1993, Amityville Dollhouse, 1996, Amityville Horror 2005 Remake, Amityville Haunting, 2011, Amityville Asylum, 2013, Amityville Death House, 2015, The Amityville Playhouse, 2015, Amityville No Escape, 2016, Amityville Vanishing Point, 2016, Amityville Legacy, 2016, Amityville Terror, 2016, Amityville Prison, 2017, Amityville The Awakening, 2017, Amityville Evil Never Dies, 2017, Amityville Exorcism, 2017, Amityville Murders, 2018, Amityville Harvest, 2020, Amityville Where the Echoes Lives, 2024, and then finally the last one I found was Amityville in Space of 2022.
We made it to space. This shit can't be real.
Brother, it is. So, I watched 3 movies and listened to the book for this episode. This is why we're filming this in such crunch time. So, I listened to the book to get an idea about what was going on in the Amityville house all of those years ago. It's a very interesting listen/read. I highly recommend it. It does a very good job of kind of laying out all the accounts of what happened. Supposedly, Jay Anson got 48 hours of George and Kathleen's recount on tape of what exactly happened to them.
Okay.
So then he basically took it and just put it into bullet points and then wrote the book about it.
Oh, nice.
Some of the more notable things from the book that wasn't really listed in a lot of the paranormal stuff was that there was actually a demonic visage that burned itself into the fireplace. There was like this demonic face that was like in the soot of the fireplace he burned all the time. Of course, we talked about the bartender saying he actually accidentally found the red room and proceeded to have nightmares about witchcraft and animal sacrifices in there. And the one thing that was really kind of left out was Ed and Lorraine coming there. But they did have a clairvoyant so that she came.
I think if it mentions the clairvoyant and her boyfriend,
it's probably those.
It's probably them, but they couldn't say their name because their name is trademarked, so technically they could get all the rights for that book.
Well, that's an interesting concept because in the amount of Amityville that has come out, because I'm pretty sure there's probably more, but all the Amityville movie franchises, everything that has come out, George and Kathleen sued.
Yeah,
and we're going to talk about that. One of the ones I found really funny, suing. Okay, Amityville Horror 1979. Director Stuart Rosenberg. Newlyweds and their children battle demonic presence in their home. That's all that was said about this movie. I watched this movie. It's a pretty good retelling of the book.
Okay.
The acting was great. I can see why. Like, if I were to watch that in 1979, my butthole would have been puckered. They had some pretty terrifying scenes.
Right.
So George not showering, not shaving, just disgruntled, angry at the kids.
Yeah.
They had a moment where he goes out to the boathouse to close it up, and he looks up, and like the daughter's in the window, and he's like, holy shit, and like somebody steps up behind her, and he like runs upstairs, and she's still asleep in her bed. I don't think they really did the levitating thing no, they didn't do the levitating thing. The walls oozing was kind of crazy. The door kicked in was crazy. It was an overall good flick. Watch it. It's a horror classic to me. Like, it's a horror classic. The next one I watched for one reason was Amityville Horror 2005. Now, this is one of the I remember this movie coming out.
Okay.
Newlyweds are terrorized by demonic forces after moving into a large house that was the site of a grisly mass murder a year before. Directed by Andrew Douglas. I watched the remake with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh no.
This movie obviously has a lot of like darker undertones.
Okay.
They made some changes. The secret room was like a tunnel system under the house. They really leaned into like the witchcraft, like Salem pioneers coming here, torturing people in these tunnel systems, like enslaving people, blood magics, all this kind of stuff. It was super, super dark. One of the big notable changes, instead of leaving through the front door, they actually leave by the boat from the boathouse, and they escape that way. Ryan Reynolds does a very good job of like being the disgruntled George in terms of like chopping logs. At one point, he's like having one of the kids hold the log, and he's just like axe swinging down at it, and it's like, turn it, you know, and he's got to hold his hands right here, and the log progressively gets smaller. It's got like a 6 on IMDb. I recommend watching it. It's still it's a solid horror flick, even from 2005.
Okay.
So the suing part of the George Lutz thing, right? In the movie, George goes crazy, right? He's whispering through the vents. He's hearing people mutter to him. They kind of like leaned into like what George or what DeFeo was saying, that I was hearing voices and it made me do this stuff. So he's doing that. He goes outside and he murders the family dog with an axe, like kills it. Mm-hmm. And George Lutz was like, hell fucking no. I may be a con man, but I'm not a dog murderer. And I'm suing you. And sued him about that.
Wait, he said that?
Yeah,
word
like,
he
not word for word.
I was about
but
to say,
no,
like, did he just, like, accidentally?
No, he didn't slip up. No, he was like, I never killed my
might
dog.
be a
And
con man,
but I didn't kill my dog.
I'm not a dog killer.
I didn't kill my dog.
It's like, wait, con man.
Okay. Can you guess I said I watched 2 movies and I read the book. Can you guess the third movie I watched?
If it's not the one in space, then
I watched Amityville in Space.
That's what I was figuring. Like, you had to. Like, there's no way.
Brother, it was an hour and 15 minutes. It was directed by Mark Polonia. Mark, put the camera down, buddy. Don't do it ever again. Like, you attempted. You attempted.
How the fuck did we get to in space?
Okay.
It's kind of like that Friday the 13th in space one.
Dude, my script literally says, holy fuck, in all caps. This movie was bad. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself.
Well, you had to, because you're just like, okay, how did we go from, okay, makes sense. All right, we're of course we're cutting it, but still makes sense. And then just in space.
Well, this seems to be the trend with Amityville. Okay? Hold on. Wait for it. The initial haunting's scary.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely.
We have the rights.
Yeah.
What do we have to do? We have to dial it up another notch. So then we have demons, and then we have 3D, then we have this, and then we have this, and then we have legacy, and then we have, oh my gosh, now the demons are in the asylum, and now there's a prison up the road that's close to the Amityville house, and they bulldozed it, now this, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Amityville in Space, okay, is an iPhone shot movie, okay? They have spray-painted red toy guns, like Nerf guns, where they literally are like, oh, we need to have a tactical light on it. How do we adhere this flashlight to this light? With electrical tape. Or we adhere the flashlight to the gun with electrical tape. Just, the acting was awful. The CGI was like circa 2002, like like, hey, so we went on Shutterstock and we got like the basic of the basic, right? The story started is that there was another haunting in the Amityville house.
Yes.
People are reporting on it.
Okay.
The priest goes in.
Right.
He's like, I'm here to fuck you up, demons. Psh, 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 psh. All of a sudden, the house collapses in on itself and is sucked into space. Gate. Priest goes with it. Fast forward, and now you have people flying a spaceship through space, but it's not like a NASA spaceship. It's like a Battlestar Galactica style, like Serenity spaceship. And they're like, what is that? And it's just the house floating in space. And they're like, that's crazy. We should investigate. So they go there, and it's like Lazy Boys and, you know, like the tube TV and like the stuff from the house. Like it's still in the house. And they send their robot in there, which is a guy just wearing like a fire resistant thing. And he has like a mirror mask, and he turns his head and you can very much see like his jaw. It's like, it's so bad. And he's like, bleep blorp, I have to go investigate. And he goes in there, and then it's like he comes face to face with the demon, right? Which is another Spirit Halloween mask with like a black shiesty up over top of it, right? So the demon never blinks. He's got like man fingers because he's wearing fingerless gloves. It was awful. Anyway, he kills the robot. They ensue. They bring the priest back because he's stuck on the thing. He ends up defeating the demon, and then the priest ends up dying and going to heaven as he self-sacrifices himself so he can hold the demon there, and it blows up in space. I'm gonna start making you watch the movies. Like we'll film the story part and then you guessing, and then I'm gonna make you do all the pop culture research. So we're gonna have to start filming in advance because I can't keep doing this to myself. That was an hour and 15 minutes that I will not get back of my life.
No one forced you to watch it all.
When I saw Amityville in space.
No, I understood.
When
You had to look at it, but like you could just skim through it. Like the moment you saw like the house going up into space, I would have just started skimming through it. I was like, "There's no shot I'm watching all of this."
Like that's the poster.
Oh, that's definitely AI generated. You can't tell me otherwise. That's not AI generated.
But like the whole idea is that it doesn't even look like the house. It's not an old colonial Dutch house.
Yeah, I know.
They literally just got the little 2 half moon fucking.
That's why I said it's AI generated. It's 100% AI generated.
Look at the fucking gun. This is 90% of the movie. It was great. Mark, there's the robot.
100%. They were just testing out AI. That's all.
I feel like AI wrote the script and the lines.
Well, the script
and everything else.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is they just did all that, and they were like, "Oh, let's." Like they had no budget for anything.
Like I'm so like Amityville Clown House. Like there's so many. Evil has a new address. Like oh my god. Well,
Anywho.
So anyway, yeah, pop culture wise, Amityville has a shit ton of stuff. Go watch it all. It's all wonderful. It's all great. Just go watch all of it. It's the best stuff ever. Especially watching Ryan Reynolds run around shirtless. You ready for the scenario?
Sure.
Okay, here's the scenario. The current owners finally break down. They've changed it from 112 to a different address so people would stop being able to find it. If you go on Google Street View, the house itself is blurred. They changed the windows. They're not the half moon, the arc ones, they're squares. So people would stop going to the fucking house.
Okay.
But they finally did it. They're like, you guys have finally broken us. We're done. It's a big event. They're breaking down and letting the public come see the Amityville house. Okay? And they are bringing all the stops. Matt Rife and Elton, they got the Annabelle doll and the Shadow doll. They're bringing them there, right? They got all the ghost hunting equipment, all the things. They're playing the Conjuring movies. Like it is a full blast, fun time, right?
Okay.
And they're handing out raffle tickets. And you get raffle ticket. And your raffle ticket wins and you have the opportunity to spend the night
Okay.
by yourself
Okay.
with all the ghost hunting gear and all the Annabelle and all the Shadow Doll and everything.
Yeah.
You get to have that once in a lifetime moment.
Okay.
You say, fuck it, let's go.
Okay.
They have cameras set up, the Ouija board's ready. You have full access to the house, the whole house. You're there, you're running around the house, you're watching TV, you're doing your thing, having a good time, right? Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
But at 3:15 a.m., you hear something walking. Doom, doom. You hear a voice in your head, or a disembodied voice next to your ear say, do it. And then you hear a gunshot go off. Boom, from upstairs.
Uh-huh.
You hear doom, doom, doom again, and another gunshot.
Okay.
What do? Boom, boom, boom. Do it. Boom.
I'll be real. I'm gonna just go to it. I think my actual scenario, I just it's whether or not I don't believe it at all. Like I'm not in the fence. I'm not on the fence of anything. So in this current moment, I'm there's nothing.
Okay.
Right? It's either an actual person.
You're hearing a Marlin rifle rattle off rounds.
Exactly. It's an actual person. Right?
Oh, so you're gonna go confront them.
I'm gonna sneak, of course, but if I'm hearing voices of do it, right? If I'm hearing Palpatine, do it, you know what I'm saying?
You're put my hood up. So I got my knife out and I'm gonna sneak through the house like a ninja,
No, because I've learned my lesson. I'm buying a gun. I'm bringing a gun onto this site.
You can't. It's New York.
It's New York?
Yeah, they have super strict gun laws, especially New York City, Long Island. You're not. You
so
do
that
not
means
have a firearm.
No one in New York has a firearm.
No, well, hey,
surely.
Look, us law-abiding citizens.
No, I'm definitely gonna have a gun. I don't care. I'm gonna bring a gun with me.
Okay.
Right, because I've seen this a lot for a lot of paranormal investigators. Yeah, we investigate. Do you have a gun with you? No. It's but if we meet someone, we're gonna pray that nothing happens. It's okay, listen. My thing is if this thing is doing that, if it's just reenacting the time of what's happening, nothing's gonna happen to me. I'm fine. It's just the power of belief at that point.
Nothing's gonna happen to you.
Yeah, it's that power, because I'm convinced that it's really your energy that powers what happens. You know what I'm saying? And at that point,
you're in there. Oh god.
No.
You're in there with the Annabelle doll, the Shadow Doll, all that shit's in there.
I thought they would take that.
They left it there for you to talk to for the night.
Okay.
And it's do it. And you're just I'm walking upstairs.
Yeah.
I got my Glock, I got my Glicky with the switchy. I'm just gonna brrr. And the homeless dude that's up there falling down.
Whatever it is, if it is just a spirit redoing everything, I'm just oh my gosh. But
you turn. Oh my gosh. I get what you're saying. My ass is going out the fucking window. I'm out. The second I hear a gunshot in a house, nah, bro. This is not and I know I'm supposed to be the only one there. This is not a defensive. I'm getting out of the house. I'm running.
See, wait. I thought the scenario was you're already in the room.
No, you're downstairs in the living room.
Oh, if you're in the living room, then yeah, I'm fucking out.
Oh, you thought you were in a bedroom and it was
I
just
thought it was upstairs already.
No. The shooting's
bedroom.
Happening upstairs. That's what I was
but I thought it was and it's getting closer to me. And I'm that's why
we can do that.
Because I was if I'm in the living room, I'm getting out. There's no point in going up.
I was about to say, you were I'm gonna sneak up and I'm gonna be. I was damn,
I'm gonna sneak to it. Yeah. Sorry,
fucking.
my mind was I'm in a bedroom.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh,
Jose Wick over here getting ready to go clear a fucking house for a ghost.
yeah, because like I gotta get out. I gotta get out of here. So I was like, I might as well do what I gotta do, you know. And if it's a spirit, like my belief is that right now this is like an actual person.
Yeah, you're just clearing rooms.
Oh, and it shoot first, ask questions.
Hell yeah.
Lad. But like if I'm in the living room and like there's upstairs and then the door and I can easily open up the door,
So see, the thing of it was,
or if it's locked.
The second you went to the door, I was gonna make it so it wasn't unlocked. Like you would, and then like the noise would alert them to them come downstairs.
That's why I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll go check.
I'm going out the window even if I'm in the bedroom, dude. Like, it's only a second story window. I'm hitting the ground. I might break an ankle, but I'm getting out.
If I know for sure that this is just like a spirit or whatever, and it's still doing it, and like it's like it's no real person, or whatever. Oh, I'm strictly walking to the noise. I'm going. Like I'm like, if I know for a fact it's not a person, like 100%. If I have cameras and I'm in my little HQ and it's nothing, oh, I'm like,
you're minimizing the Pornhub tab, putting your dick away, and it's like, I gotta go find out.
No, like if I'm in the living room,
put one dick away, I'm gonna pull the other dick out.
And if I have like cameras in every which way and I'm hearing it and I'm like seeing like doors open and then boom, and then like the noise, I'm like, okay, so this is what we're doing. And then I'm just walking. It would be cool
if you had like the static of the, like, as the spirit progresses through the house, like the camera statics out, and then like you see the door open, and then you see the flash of a gunshot.
This is the scene. Is like me. You're gonna see like walking up confidently, going up to the stairs, then going to the rooms, and then just like you're not watching me from my POV. You're like watching me from the camera POV, and I'm like doing all this.
What's
like,
up? Just like picks you, you're kicking, just throws you down the stairs.
That, or you hear a poo, and I just get blown
off the camera frame. Oh, dude, that's so funny. That's so funny. That would, okay. I got 2 movie ideas now. I got 2 of them. All right.
But yeah, that's it.
I'm getting out. All right. Yeah, I'm getting out too. I'm going out the window. I'll break a window. I'm jumping out. Whether it's the second story or the first story, I'm getting out. Like ghost and guns, nah, bro.
No,
if I can't shoot back.
See, I think at this point now in my life, I'm like, okay, if it's ghosts, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no in between. It's either I don't believe or they're 100%, and I'm just gonna go full force into there and just what it is. Like, hey, you know,
hey, ghosty. That's so funny. All right, is it movie time?
Yep.
You got a movie idea?
I got a little bit of something,
right.
but
I got 2. So I'm gonna start. Let you think on this a little bit, okay?
Okay.
It's been 50 years, okay? I'm not doing the Lutzes. I'm doing the DeFeos.
Okay.
It is gonna be the DeFeo murders, but we're gonna have Butch or Ronald Jr. get the influence from some sort of supernatural, some kind of paranormal something, and then that is going to be like the escalating into him killing his family. Basically, like, you want wealth, you want this, you want that, you want, you know, you're this, like, and maybe he's down there playing with something he shouldn't be playing with. Maybe he's got some kind of dark, maybe he's got a Ouija board or something, and he just lets something in. He doesn't let the gate close, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, here's the influence. We want you to do X, Y, Z. So then he starts stealing. He starts using drugs. He starts kind of like delving into the debauchery, and he gets so inundated with the lifestyle and so influenced by this entity that it's like, hey, you want to keep me around? You got to kill your family. And it's like, what? And he's like, the entity's like, I'll hold him down. You have to get rid of him.
Ooh.
And that's kind of like, I want it to be like a super gritty, super dark, like, but I just had this like, looking at the crime scene photos, looking at the this, the that, and the other. I had this very like, this image of like the final scene going, and it's like him walking down the hallway, and he opens the door and looks in, and like this shadowy creature with like these glowing eyes is just like holding them down as they're like struggling, and then he just like tears in his eyes, raises up, and then goes to the next one, and then he goes into the next bedroom, and it's the same creature holding the next person, and it just happens that many times. And then like the end of it is like he goes to the bar, he gets a drink, and then it like the influence, because he's so far away from the house, the influence cuts, and then he realizes what he's done, and then he starts telling everybody, and then they all go back, they find it, crime scene wraps up, and then like the end of the movie is like the post-credit scene is them doing the realtor selling to George and Kathleen.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like everything's been scrubbed, everything's been cleaned up, the house is vacant for a year. Hey, we have this house for sale. Or maybe it's like the for sale sign going in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I just have this live for yourself, like that inkling of like it's your world, it's your reality, you have the power, do whatever you want to do, and then just like the devolving like psychologically like him just like hey, you should be an upstanding citizen, you should be do this, you should be working for our family, you should be doing that, and it's just like, I'm not doing any of that, Dad, fuck you, and then he's smoking crack in the basement with a demon. That's my first idea.
Just sitting there, puff, pass.
No, well, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like you see it, but I wanted it to be shot in a way that like you almost feel bad for him, because like, yeah, it's his life choices.
This amount of pressure that they're putting on him is just finally breaking
him.
Yeah.
And like it's the first crack, but then like once that crack is formed, that figure, that entity, whatever it's.
And his inhibitions are lowered, and so he's easily influenced from this demonic entity.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you.
And this thing is just twisting the knife in him.
Absolutely.
And really, and maybe it's one of those things where it's like, hey, you need to go steal like XYZ from. Now, granted, yes, the names are real people. It's completely fiction, but like, hey, we need you to go to the blood bank and steal blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I need you to murder somebody. And it's like, oh, maybe he's driving home and he like hits somebody with his car. And it's like, okay,
yes.
like you're tied to me now. Like, you've done the things I've asked you to. Now you're mine. Like, and then like that influence and that twist and that worse, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse, 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 worse. And then boom.
So I had the idea of, I was going to do I kind of wanted to do a haunting as well.
Okay.
Like just more of the haunting part of it, especially with the priest coming in and everything. To where I wanted to go more of not just the haunting, but also like the black magic use of it. So there's this whole thing of course, the history, everybody knows of it, and this they're telling the history, or not the history, but they're telling the ghost, or they're telling their paranormal activities that they're experiencing and everything that's happening. The having that black acre show up in the sewage, or showing in sinks, toilets.
Okay, continue. I had an idea of like scene wise, like how that would look, but.
So this is what I'm trying to, is that what's happening is all this stuff is they're telling, they're sending photos, all this stuff, and of course the bangings, the nightmares, the rest of the family can't handle it. I would say there's maybe like 6 people who live there currently, but they invite like priests over, clairvoyances, like you said, like in the story, whatever. Of course they're like, yes, this is haunted, like this is it, like this is real stuff that's happening. They invite paranormal investigators, and so the head family, the dude, right? Just says, okay, we're gonna do a big event, one that shows like the investigations, the priests, everybody together, and we're gonna do a cleansing, like a giant cleansing of this house to get rid of everything, right? What they don't know is, and this is a big event. I would say that the clairvoyance person, whoever, goes with someone else to the downstairs, and I want to say like in the basement or whatever, and they find that red room.
Yep.
This is where things like get like, ooh, okay, because they're in the find. I guess they bump into something to find it out, and then they just go inside the red room. They make enough hole, and then there's like a light. So they're like, okay, there's an actual entrance somewhere. We didn't find it, but we found another way in. And they're like, what is this? And they just see pentagrams, blood, all that stuff. But the thing is, this is fresh. And then it's like scanning around the room, and it's like them, like the camera wise is them, like you're looking at their faces while they're like reading something, but like in the background at the entrance, you see the head family member, the dude who called the entire event there.
Yeah.
And he's holding like a knife or...
Yeah, so he's getting ready to sacrifice everybody.
And he's just like, he's the one who's been doing the rituals or whatever, keeping this thing alive. So he's been keeping this like power or entity or whatever demonic force
tied here.
Tied and like continuing to feed. And so he's just been feeding. Of course, like the rest of the family members, I want them to be looking like their eyes are sunken in, like their life force, like their energy or whatever has
drained.
Been, like, drained. And that's what's like the little bit of it. But it's like, okay, now we're on to step 3, which is killing.
We've gotten all the neighborhood cats.
It's like, yeah,
we've done the chicken. We've done
got the energy. We've got all the animal stuff.
We got enough people that are believing that are in here that we can feed this thing, that are going to be scared.
And so he kills those 2, and I think this is kind of where he like they decide to do the investigation. They don't know where they are, right? Because he hides the red room again. But they don't know where they are. They start the investigation. It's like nighttime, and you in the living room, they set up the cameras. They have all that, and I just want to show it's like where he's walking. To him, it's just him, but like you see on the camera, there's an entity following behind him, and he's just going in and he's just murdering people, and he's like you kind of can see a little bit on the camera wise, but he is. It's like he's going through the house. Yeah. And finally people like realize, oh, he's killing or whatever. They try to leave. Everything's locked. Like everything is like
unbreakable. You can't get out.
The windows are unbreakable. The thing is, because this thing has gotten so much stronger, right?
It's just basically holding everything.
And now it's kind of like when they try to go to different rooms, well, some of the doors close. But then some of the doors open,
so
it's like kind of funneling them into meeting him because he's like on the other side of the room, and that's kind of where things escalate because he gets to his guns or whatever. So now he has a gun, and it's like there's just a scene of where all the doors are closed and they're like in a group or whatever, and they're trying to like figure out which door to like go through, or they're trying to open it up. One on the other side, one on this side, maybe. And the dude's just like 8 points, or the camera kind of like halves, and it's just the dude aiming with the shotgun through the door, and the dude tries to open it up, and it's just boom through the door. And but
so, do you have a survivor for this? Does somebody survive this?
I would say, I'm going to say that killing him, and I would say killing him in the red room disconnects everything because he's the link. So they actually have to kill him.
Interesting.
Not like, so how it's like set up is that he has to be the one in the red room, and he himself has to die because he's kind of like, he's like the filter. So if he's dead, everything kind of just stops. Like the entity loses its tide or something like that, right?
So I love this idea. I love the idea of whoever's running it, whoever's trying to include everybody. And that might be a kind of a key point, is where it's like, you remember how weapons opened where it's the little girl, like the kid talking, and it
Yes.
was like, yeah, and then on this day, like so many of these people, like they disappeared,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. I think you do that where it's like you have the child narrating, like the beginning, and it's like, but it's like the cassette tape going into the cassette player and hitting play, and it's like a police investigator, and it's like, okay, can you state your name? And it's like, oh, I'm Mary, blah blah blah. You know,
Yeah.
Can you tell us like who your dad is? And he's like, oh, my dad is John so and so. And it's like, okay, like, can you tell us about what happened the night, you know, all those people got hurt? And then she starts recounting the story, and then the story starts, like, you start getting the flashbacks from there. Like, it
Yes.
starts, and he's just, like, over top of this tape recorder, like, taking notes. And it starts off normally, but, like, he's getting influenced by this thing to do more harm and more sacrifices, blah, blah, blah. But it's like he's inviting people over one at a time at a certain point. So it's like, oh, I'm going to invite the psychic over. And it's like the stereotypical, like, oh, I'm a psychic, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, you're not. But he leads them into the room and kills them. And then he, like, comes back upstairs, he's, like, wiping his hands off. Maybe he's got, like, a cut or something where they fought back, or, like, a black eye. And he's like, oh, no, they're you got to leave them alone. They're doing their thing down there.
Yeah.
And he, like, closes and, like, locks the door, right? And then, like, he's the one that disposes of the car at night. But it's, like, one of those things, like, maybe one time she sees him get into the person's car and drive it away. And, like, he's taking it to, like, a landfill or something, just dumping them.
Yeah.
And then he's coming back. And then, like, escalates. And then you get to a point where you have like, a clairvoyant that the story, like, your final girl that it's about comes in and starts, like, is part of this bigger thing and starts figuring out what he's been doing and, like, why he's doing it. And then somehow she is able to start basically the sever to whatever demonic entity he's talking to.
Yeah.
And then, like, the demonic entity is like, no, and, like, grabs him, like, as he's getting ready to, like, kill, like, grabs him by the ankle and pulls him to the basement as, like, the final sacrifice to, like, maintain its power. And then, like, it doesn't realize, like, when it does that's the dispersion.
Yeah.
Or, like, they find him and he's, like, upside down, like, crucified on the wall. And it's like, oh, what do we got to do? And he's like, kill me. And then, like, they see the gun and, like, and then, like, end him.
Absolutely.
And then, like, the house, like, all the windows shatter and all the doors blow open because this thing is holding pressure to hold it all together. I also have this, like, really neat idea of, like, them, like, oh fuck, we gotta get out, and then, like, hitting a window and seeing it break, and then, like, the pressure of it pushes all the glass back in, so it's shattered, but, like, the glass won't move.
Yeah.
Like, it'll, oh, dude, like, oh my gosh. And then, like, you know, you can kind of see, like, the etchings in the glass where he has, like, written stuff, like, scratched into the glass, and it's like, oh, it's not going anywhere. What do you mean? Like,
yeah. Absolutely. That's what I was like, ooh, that's kind of what I was thinking.
yeah, I like that idea where it's like this, whatever's influencing him is making, like, he's wanting to keep it here.
Yeah. Instead of, like, the first person to die, I was like, maybe we should make that as, like, the priest and someone else or something.
Yeah.
Instead, because it makes sense to have the clairvoyant kind of be the one to, like, lead on the group. Like, hey, no, this is, like...
Well, and the cool thing is you can kind of mix, like,
because it kind of keeps the story, like, oh, there's a way for it to progress.
Yeah.
So.
But I like the idea of him, like, inviting, like, one-offs here. And basically, like, making them...
I see what you're saying, like, doing one at a time.
One at a time,
but,
but then it's like, he finally gets to a point where it's like, you're going to have to make a big one. Like, we're going to have to do something.
That's where I was thinking,
yeah.
like, oh, we get a team of investigators with, you know, maybe a psychic.
Then it's like the nightmare horror house where they're, like, weaving in and out of rooms trying to get away from
almost like that
him.
murder mystery mansion thing, too. But, like, of course, we all know who the killer is.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you've kind of pieced it together of, like, hey, what has happened. But I like the idea of, like, the narrator, like being a kid and be like, yeah, and then my dad, and then it cuts and it's like, you know, whatever the year you want it to be, just black screen white writing. I was like, boom. And then it's like, like it's the clairvoyant getting the invitation to the
Yep.
thing, and then it's cutting to the family, and it's cutting to, but like, it's almost like he's playing it up because like maybe a couple times like a cabinet opens real fast and his wife and kids jump real hard, and then he jumps like a second later, or he jumps at their jump knowing that that's gonna happen.
I think it'd be better if he played there's nothing happening.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like the kind of the
Yeah.
sane one is just like,
yeah, wind. That's crazy. Closes
but
it
like
immediately.
I would say he ends up like taking the makeup for like the black or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't been able to sleep.
Yeah.
The noises.
I've been to
or
sleep
whatever.
for like 28 days. Or
It's
I've been
like,
awake
that's
for 28
crazy,
days.
but you look like fully rested.
Yeah,
It's
and he
like,
wipes,
yeah,
and it's
but like
just like dark circles and bags, and like
yes. But-
all the veins are pressed to his skin, and like,
But that's my story, or that's my movie idea for that.
I got one more, just a super short, fun one.
Okay.
Did you ever watch the Halloween movie where they did the live stream? It was like in 2006, 2007, I think. They had Exhibit, but it was like dial-up internet at the time, like AOL, Yahoo Messenger. Well, they did a thing where they did Michael Myers,
Okay.
but they live streamed it. But they had a guy dressed as Michael Myers.
Okay.
And then the rapper ends up fighting Michael Myers, like doing kung fu with him.
Okay.
It was fucking terrible. But your whole scenario thing where you were like going up and fighting the ghost, I would love to do a Scary Movie-esque like parody thing of this where they're fighting a ghost, and like the scene of somebody getting blown off the staircase and onto the floor just got me so good. And I'm like, dude, they should do like a shitty live stream of the scenario I brought to you, but it's like a group of people. It's like 5 people, and like paranormal activity starts happening more and more and more and more and more, and they're all freaking out, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I would say that the craziest thing is like they're doing the EMF, like the parasonic read or whatever it is. They talk, it's like, who are you? Blah, 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 blah. Right? And then it's just like, my name is like, it's just the clearest fucking message. It's
My
like,
name is Ronald DeFeo. You're in my house.
You're in my house. Get out.
Intruders, if you maintain, you will die. Intruders will be persecuted, not prosecuted.
But they're like, I can't, it's kind of like.
Did he say DeFeo or Mayo?
Or it's like,
is he making a sandwich? Like, what's going on?
It's like, wow.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Just like,
it's like just as clear as day.
Yeah, clear as
My
day.
name is Ronald DeFeo.
Yeah,
You're
like,
in my home. Please vacate the premises.
Or it's just like
I am armed and dangerous.
Or they look back and it's just a walkie-talkie. It's just they're actually talking.
Damn it. Oh my god.
And they're just talking to someone like, get off this channel. You're not using the right.
They turn it. It's the kid next door. Hello? We're in the haunted house. What?
It's like, are you the killer? It's just like, what?
No, this is Ronald DeFeo. Please exit my home. That's so funny.
Yeah, and then like, you know, like the parasonic.
The headphones.
I was thinking.
I see exactly where you're going with this.
I was thinking like maybe it's just like instead of saying stuff or whatever, you know how like it transmit radio.
It skips through radio stations
ads,
to
music.
to place syllables or words together to make sentences.
But I was thinking he plays the full fucking track, and the person is like,
what does it mean?
But it's like Tupac or something.
Oh god!
And the person starts singing.
It's DMX, yeah. X gonna give it to you what? You ain't getting it on your own.
But like they just like re-sing it is like, I wonder what this spirit means. It's like I don't.
It's got to be like one of the most like gangster rap, like, you know, like killing motherfuckers, you know. And it's like, what does it mean? It's like, And then the walkie-talkie pops back on. It's like, this is Robert DeFeo. I'm going to kill you. Like, it's like, what does it mean? We don't understand. It's just blatantly like
the blood walls. This is like the come
it
down.
comes out and it spells out the words.
It's like, I'm going to kill you.
Get out now. At 3:15 a.m., I will not be able to stop myself.
And it's just like, oh, we need to get more evidence. And then it just changes and it says, holy fuck. And then they walk off.
Are you dumb? Get out. I cannot control the demon any longer. That's hilarious. They're given like the clearest fucking signs and they're just like, no, we gotta stay.
Oh, dude.
That would be a funny fucking, but to shoot it in like a super dark, gritty, like very horror movie, like cold colors, blues, like the shaky camera, stuff like that. But them to be just like fucking dumb and just be like, yeah, we gotta say.
Oh, dude, I want that guy to play. What was his name? Leslie Nelson or whoever. Oh, I think it was him. He's in every comedy like parody ever. He is the funniest dude. He played the priest in Scary Movie 2 in the very beginning.
Okay, yep.
That guy.
Yep.
That old man. He is insanely funny. But I would love to have him as like a lead investigator or anything. Oh.
Funny enough. Okay, hear me out. Funny enough. We're going to change the script slightly on this one. They're doing it, but it's a complete setup, right? Mm-hmm. So it's that guy running a show about trying to get paranormal investigators to like run out. So he has control of all the webcams and everything. They set it all up, but it's feeding to his computer as well.
Oh.
And he's the one like orchestrating like behind the curtain Wizard of Oz thing, pulling all the pulleys and levers. And he's just like, are they fucking dumb? And it's like Seth MacFarlane.
He's in the red room.
Yeah, it's Seth MacFarlane's next to him like, dude, I don't understand it. Like, yeah, like, I'm so confused. Like, okay. And then like they keep going and keep going. And then they accidentally start killing themselves. And they're like, oh my God. And then it's like,
I was thinking of like the scene of them going into one of the rooms and then one of the like girls or guy or whatever like face plants onto the bed and is shaking. It's like, oh my God, the demon's holding them down. It's like, no, they're having a seizure. They're actually just like, but their heads turn and they're just like,
they're in the pillow suffocating.
Yes. But it's just like, how do we get? They just start throwing holy water at them instead of like. Because they're thinking this is paranormal.
Yeah.
This isn't like anything real.
The girl freaks out and falls off the stairs and hits and just, But they're like, they're the one controlling the ooze in the walls. And then like, finally they get so fed up and it's like, and they finally get so fed up about this because they've been here for days and they're just like, this is Robert DeFeo, please exit my home. I need to eat. Like, I've been stuck in the basement for 3 days. We got to get more evidence, guys. They're still talking to us even after Josh died of a demon attack in that bedroom. It's like his body is like starting to bloat. Like,
if you guys enjoyed this episode of the Ghosts and Ghouls podcast, please go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and turn that bell on for any notifications, as well as follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And if you don't want to watch us here on YouTube, we're on everything else where you listen to any of your audio podcast audios. We're there. So
you should watch us on YouTube. You should come watch us on YouTube so you can see Ant's hot face.
Is what it is. As well as we have a link in the description to help us out if you would be so kind. It just takes you to Buzzsprout where you can assist us. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it.
So
we're gonna, Ghosts and Ghouls and a cat, Amityville. Go watch it. Go watch all 500 fucking movies they have about it. It's crazy.
Ghosts and Ghouls.
They got clowns.
Space.
Ghosts and Ghouls in space with red painted Nerf guns with dildo flashlights.